I think something happened during the last firework on July 4th, and I don't think I was supposed to miss it. Everyone was looking up, families, kids, police officers, thousands of people. The grand finale started and the entire sky exploded in red and white. Then there was one last flash, just one, brighter than all the others. For a second, the whole crowd went completely silent. No cheering and no talking and nothing. I remember laughing because it felt weird. Then I realized nobody else was laughing. They were all staring at the sky, completely still, like they were watching something that hadn't disappeared, something I couldn't see. I looked around, hundreds of faces, same expression, mouths slightly open, eyes locked on the exact same spot above us. Then one by one, they started looking down, not at the fireworks, not at the stage, at me, every single person there, like they had just noticed I was the only one who didn't see it. At first I convinced myself it was just one of those strange moments that happen in a huge crowd. Maybe everyone had seen another firework behind me. Maybe I blinked at the wrong second. Maybe I was just overthinking it. I went home before the show even ended. The streets were packed with people carrying flags, laughing, taking pictures, and everything looked completely normal. At least, that's what I wanted to believe. That night, I opened my phone to look through the videos I'd recorded. The grand finale was there, the same explosions, the same bright colors. Then the last flash. The screen turned completely white for less than a second. When the image came back, the crowd wasn't looking at the fireworks anymore. Every single person in the video had already turned toward me. I don't remember that happening. I thought maybe my phone had glitched. So I deleted the video. The next morning, it was back. Same file, same timestamp, but like I'd never erased it. I stopped watching. Over the next few days, little things started changing. People smiled at me a little too long. Cashiers paused before handing me my receipt. A woman walking her dog froze when she saw me. Not scared, more like confused, as if she was trying to remember where she'd seen me before. Then she'd look up at the sky for just a second and keep walking. I started noticing it everywhere, at the grocery store, at gas stations, and at traffic lights. Someone would glance at me, look up, then quickly look away, almost embarrassed, like they knew something I didn't. I asked my brother if he'd noticed anything strange at the fireworks. He went completely quiet for several seconds. Then he asked me one question. "Did you see the last one?" I laughed. "What do you mean, the last firework?" He didn't answer. He just kept staring at me, the same expression everyone else had, like he was waiting for me to say something specific, something I couldn't remember. Then he slowly shook his head. "You should have seen it." That was the moment I realized this wasn't about the fireworks anymore. It was about everyone who had been there. Because somehow, they all believed I had missed something that changed them. And every day after July 4th, more people started looking at me that same way. I stopped leaving the house unless I absolutely had to. I told myself it was stress, sleep deprivation, and too much time replaying that night in my head. But the strange looks never stopped. In fact, they started happening before people even saw my face. One afternoon, I walked into a small coffee shop I'd never visited before. The barista smiled and asked what I wanted. Then she glanced at the tiny American flag pinned to my jacket. Her smile disappeared. She looked up toward the ceiling, as if checking whether something was still there. Then she whispered, "Oh." She handed me my drink without charging me. As I walked away, I heard her quietly say, "He didn't see it." She wasn't talking to me. She was talking to another employee, like they both already understood. That night, I couldn't sleep. Around 3:17 a.m., my phone buzzed. No caller ID, no number, just silence. Then, very faint breathing. I was about to hang up when a calm male voice finally spoke. "You were present." A pause, "but you remained unchanged." The call ended. I checked my call history and nothing. No missed call, no incoming number, as if it had never happened. The next morning, I drove back to the park where the fireworks had taken place. The stage was gone. The food trucks were gone. The crowds were gone, and only a few maintenance workers were cleaning up. I asked one of them if anything unusual had happened that night. He looked at me for a long moment. Then he asked the same question everyone else had asked. "Did you see the last one?" I told him no. His face changed instantly, and not fear, not surprise, pity. He quietly took off his gloves, walked past me, and said, "Then don't look up again." Before I could ask what he meant, he was already gone. That sentence stayed with me, "Don't look up again." At first, I thought it was nonsense, until 3 nights later. I was driving home just after sunset when every car in front of me slowed down at exactly the same time. Nobody honked, nobody moved. Every driver stepped out of their vehicle, one after another, without saying a word. They all walked into the middle of the road and looked up, perfectly still, as if responding to something they had practiced. I kept my eyes on the steering wheel. My hands were shaking. I remembered the maintenance workers' warning, "Don't look up." Then I heard footsteps, dozens of them, surrounding my car. No voices, no knocking, just people standing outside my windows and waiting for me to make the same mistake. I stared straight ahead until I noticed something in the rearview mirror. Every person around my car was looking at me, not because I refused to look at the sky, because behind my reflection, something already was, and I didn't turn around. Every instinct I had told me to, but something even stronger told me not to. I kept staring at the rearview mirror. At first, I thought it was just another person standing behind my car. Then I realized it wasn't standing on the ground. It was suspended several feet above the road, perfectly motionless. Its outline was impossible to focus on. Every time my eyes tried to lock onto it, it seemed to blur, as if my mind refused to process what it was seeing. The people surrounding my car never looked at it. They kept looking at me, waiting, almost hopeful. Then every phone around me lit up at the exact same second. No ringtone, no vibration, and just glowing screens. One by one, people raised their phones toward the sky, like they were saluting something. Mine lit up too. There wasn't a notification, there wasn't a message, just a single photo. It had been taken from directly above my car. There was the traffic, there were the people, there was me in the driver's seat, and above the road, there was nothing. Nothing at all. I looked back into the mirror. It was still there. I looked at the photo again, empty sky. I finally understood. Whatever appeared after the last firework couldn't be captured. It could only be witnessed. The final flash hadn't revealed something new. It had separated people into 2 groups, those who saw it and those who didn't. The people who saw it could never describe it. Every time they tried, they stopped speaking. Every sentence died halfway out of their mouths. Every recording failed. Every camera missed it, but they all remembered perfectly, and they all recognized someone who hadn't, not because they hated us, because they knew what came next. I drove home without looking into the sky once. I closed every curtain, covered every window, deleted every video from that night. For a week, nothing happened. I almost convinced myself it was finally over. Then, on the 8th night, my doorbell rang. No one was outside, only a small white envelope. Inside was a single folded photograph. It showed the crowd during the fireworks. Thousands of faces looking upward, except one, mine. On the back, someone had written 3 words. "Second chance. Look up." I threw the photograph into the fireplace. It burned in seconds. The next morning, it was lying on my kitchen table, perfectly untouched. That's when I understood the truth. You don't get to choose whether you see it. You only get to choose how long you can avoid looking. And every night since July 4th, just before midnight, something outside my house waits until I forget, until I glance at the sky, just once. If you're hearing this, It means I still haven't looked up. I don't know how much longer I can keep that promise. Every night it gets harder. Every night I hear something outside. Not footsteps, not voices, just thousands of people standing in complete silence, waiting. Sometimes I catch their shadows moving under the curtains. Sometimes I hear my neighbors whispering my name. But they never knock. They know I have to do it on my own. I stopped checking the news. I stopped answering my phone. I covered every window in my house. It doesn't matter, because once you've missed the last firework, it knows exactly where you are. If you were anywhere near a July 4th celebration this year, do me one favor. Think back. Really think. Do you remember the very last flash? Or do you only remember everyone going quiet? Because that's the first thing that disappears. The memory. Then, one day, someone will ask you the same question they've all asked me. Did you see the last one? When that happens, don't answer. Just walk away. And whatever you do, don't look up. I think something happened during the last firework on July 4th, and I don't think I was supposed to miss it.